Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back for some more Quake Pro League action, where we're going to be moving out of Europe and straight into some North American danger, Harry. Effortless taking on psygib. Obviously, psygib, he's just broke himself into that top 10 on the standings, so for him, this is a result that probably means quite a lot.
It will do indeed. Effortless is a must-win for him, and psygib wants to continue that trend, like you mentioned just now, about staying in that top 10 and try and progress further if he can. Effortless, it will be a tall order. He's been practicing here and there. I was actually watching one of his scrims against Rafa, and it wasn't too pleased. He keeps getting a bit annoyed, but it's just one of those things. It's his mentality. He's been trying to do his best to at least grind, try playing against the top players. And he's struggling to learn from a lot of the top key players like Tahang and Rafa because he feels like the gap is a bit too far apart. So we'll have to see what he can do against psygib here. So his training and his practice, hasn't really been too productive in terms of what he can do, but he might have done some other practice off stream to try and learn exactly what needs to be done because it's like I said earlier, he's only got a few weeks left. He needs a win here and he needs it now.
Yeah, he would have to do very well throughout the last few games of the season to actually put himself into a better position, right? Because you're dead set in 20th place. You're at the bottom. You can only go up, really. You can only drag yourself into a better spot. And Effortless does have the talent for it. We've seen moments of greatness coming out from him. Even back at, the stage 3 farms, it seemed like there was an opportunity for him to really put himself into a good position. But it's almost as if he hits a little bit of a mental block. Hopefully, something that we've said many times is that he'll be able to put himself into a better spot. He'll get over that and he will start getting some points in. Issue is, maybe it's a little bit too late. However, for his opponent, Harry, he's really just begun. He might have gotten into that top 10, but you've still got a couple of weeks left to go. You're in week 7. If you can maximize points and not drop any, psygib could dead set himself up in that top 10 region, or at least climb a little bit higher. And obviously, he wants to be able to best chain in that sense. He needs to get above chain, so they've got the better seedings when we get back into obviously coming towards QuakeCon.
Yeah, I still feel like Effortless is a very, very good player nonetheless. I feel like this stage he's been a lot more aggressive and his aim's been a lot better, but he's become more predictable and less unorthodox than he was in comparison to previous stages. It's hard to say whether everyone else in the Americas region have just improved slightly or just enough to kind of figure out exactly what he's up to and what needs to be done, or the fact that Effortless's mentality's gone out the window. It's hard to decide really, but I know full well that he's got the capability to try and take down psygib. Psygib is more of a methodical player who likes to hold the angles and try and get anything going into his terms. But even then, though, it's very difficult to say. Effortless has to play extremely quick, extremely fast, and make sure that his aim follows up with it. But can it be done? I'm not sure. But then again, psygib, you said it earlier, he wants to try and progress further into the top 10, more than what he is currently in the standings. But even then, Effortless, he needs that first win. He needs to get any win at this point. He needs to get the next 3 wins underneath his belt, because he's playing against psygib now, but he's also got Genic and Dewey, so it definitely is possible.
psygib's sick, man. I really enjoy watching him play. I feel like he is a solid competitor. We've had some great improvement coming out of him stage to stage. It feels like he is one of those big assets that's coming out of North America. We've always kind of grouped him and Chain together in the sense of players that have started finally getting the limelight they deserve and also making a case for themselves. They're getting big results in. I feel like he's the one that we should definitely have our eyes on going into this matchup, but we should also have our eyes on this, the veto. We have the picks and bans. In terms of opening it up, it seems like we will be starting on Awoken. That's Athena versus Nyx, a battle of the lights, some light on light action coming out there. Then we move into Molten with Ranger up against the Anarchy, so some speed in play. Seems to be the trend for the series here, really, for psygib. And finally, switching up quite a bit, Blood Run. You get Keel coming out for Effortless and a Galena pick for psygib.
I think Effortless is going to be quite happy with this map selection in terms of exactly who's chosen what, because the second map, Molten Falls, I feel like Effortless is quite good on that map. He doesn't really have too many complaints on exactly how he actually controls the map and tries to execute certain scenarios. Awoken, again, he's a very fast-paced player, like I mentioned earlier. It just depends on how he can actually be able to keep up with the champions such as Athena. And Blood Run, the Kill, we don't really see that too often. He's obviously planning on maybe getting a small lead and then eventually keeping them back with the pineapples like we normally see.
Maybe. That will be certainly the asterisk in my mind. Blood One's going to be a bit more of a an explosive state of affairs. Excited to see how that will go down. Starting us off on Awoken, though, this is a lovely little spread we've been given. You get Awoken with the double light champions. You know, you've got that Nyx in play. Very enjoyable to watch. Effortless is good at Nyx as well. It's a champ that he's no stranger to, doesn't shy away from her, loves pulling her out whenever he can slip her through the veto. And on the other side of things, you've got Athena, and that is going to be a treat from psygib. He's very good on the movement, understands how to use her grapple to a high skill ceiling, and he's a wonder to watch on it, Harry. So all eyes on psygib for me on this first map.
Yeah, psygib is going to be challenged a lot by Effortless, and he needs to keep the map in check, needs to keep full control, needs to try and slow down Effortless in any way, shape or form. And speaking of Effortless, that is the man we are going to start off with, as he managed to get the Mega. He's already found exactly where psygib is. He needs to push it straight away. Doesn't get the opportunity as the hook comes through, goes around from the LG and tries to recover a little bit of his stack as Effortless just hanging around the rail room for now until that heavy spawns. But as I say that, psygib comes straight through, drops down, and is going to try and get away for the time being, which he does.
psygib, going for the rogue encounter, decided to basically just charge all in, see if he could pull the shots off with the surprise attack. Good amount of damage done, but he loses out overall. Effortless has been able to use this as an opportunity to get himself a Mega, which has nearly been completely stolen away as the shots that are being hit from psygib are devilishly. Oh, that was so good, man. Just a flick across, cleans up with the rocket to rail combo. That was really nice. That's actually a brilliant way to open things up here for psygib. You get that first frag on the board. You've got so much more that can be done off the back of it. And he's still going out for some more delicacies as well. The quick flick across from the rail, and you get the Mega. In the space of about 30 seconds, he's turned this from Effortless having control of Mega and looking to be into a good spot, to him having the first frag and gaining major item controls on the rotation. Really nice.
That first frag, for some reason, Effortless made the assumption that it's going to come from Nail and have the low ground, but we all know that top mid is always a priority, as psygib just travelled across to Mega and cleaning them up earlier. But Effortless is just taking his time, still has top mid himself, is hanging around the Mega. He knows it's coming up surely, which he'll grab soon. But I love this though, he delayed it a little bit earlier by 3 or 4 seconds, now he's delayed it quite heavily just to keep psygib guessing, and maybe he can try and challenge the heavy as well. But sadly for him, the items aren't delayed enough to pick up both at the same time. psygib baiting out Effortless for now. Nice rocket from him, seeing if Effortless will come back around. But Effortless is on the low ground here, he needs to try and get away if he can, but decides to try and push in. And psygib is so weak, surely this is a frag for Effortless as he just barely misses that rail. And psygib is almost back up to his normal stack with the heavy, but the LG's come in, goes through the telly. He's going to see if he comes through. Yes, he does, as he takes additional damage, and things will stabilise for the time being.
Ooh, good plays with the grapple. Latches onto the ledge, goes soaring through the air, and cuts his way through the competition as Effortless goes down once more. That's now 2 frags for psygib, who's been having some really nice plays into this matchup so far, and he stands his ground, protects his neck with a shotty, blow after blow, takes down Effortless again, and still is looking for immediate action. He's not interested in letting the pace die off. He just wants to fight second after second. Knowing that Effortless has got the heavy though, does back off. Instead plays from a distance, gets the chip damage out, and is able to slowly whittle his way through his stack. That's a nice connection with the rail. You've done a good amount of damage onto Effortless here. Makes his move back over towards Mega, knowing that it's going to be coming up soon. He's got the grapples in reserve, but he doesn't need them for now. Needs to best him out with the Ghost Walk. Effortless, he can't come out of it. He's not going to be able to reveal himself and pick up the Mega. And psygib isn't scared. He just charges in, grabs it, and dashes off.
Effortless there tried to catch him off guard at that angle at the telly, but sadly barely missed his shot. But psygib does have the height advantage here. Effortless knows this and he's going to try and get away if he can, which he does successfully. psygib, it's been quite weird actually. Not only base is playing, it was playing a lot more aggressive and less calculated, but psygib seems to be doing the exact same thing. Less calculated, more aggressive, and trying to put off Effortless in numerous ways, which I like to see here. But the Ghost Walk comes in. Ooh. Comes through, exits back a ways for now. Will he hit that rail? Yes, he will. That was lovely stuff there from psygib. Patient and effective as he's trying to get a few more shots off with the tri-bolts. Misses the first rail straight afterwards. And I like this from psygib, just playing it very patient, very keen, and seems to switch his style up here, there, and everywhere. You know, at first you make the assumption that he's just been super aggressive and just been an absolute nuisance and just trying to keep Effortless on his toes, and then other times it's calculated. Very strange here. Nice rocket there, as he was trying to make the attempt to go top mid. Going to leave it for now as he picks up the heavy and keeps that rail control.
It's just been very well played from him to start to finish so far, and he hasn't really made that many mistakes. Good play with the Ghost Walk there from Effortless this time around. Has to disappear, but re-evaporates, comes back into reality, and the response from psygib is to just play slow and steady. It's so robotic in the way he's been playing it, with just predictive rockets and pre-positioned rails that have really been paying dividends for him. And it's been nice to watch. You can see it's all just about the calculated gameplay. He's going for those high percentage shots. Nothing too risky. And it's working. Effortless has suffered so many losses already here, going down 5-0. That'll be 6 as psygib starting to play with a higher tempo once again, catches him off guard. This is kicking it up to 11, charges in, snapshot with the rail. That was disgustingly good. It was a deceptively hard shot to hit, and he followed through with it. Gets the shot off, the fadeaway rocket as well. It might only be 20 damage, but it's enough to buy space and create distance between the both of them. psygib can then walk away. He can get himself set up in a spot to grab the heavy as soon as it's up. And he's just living the high life here, Harry. Effortless just can't close the gap.
I'm pretty sure Effortless isn't used to how psygib is playing here. He's playing super aggressive. Normally, psygib is the kind of player who's quite methodical and leaves traps everywhere. But not this time, and that was beautiful. A nice shotgun play and picking up the mega from psygib. And it's going to be chasing after Effortless here. Will the LG make use? Not too much to this huge chunk of damage, but at the end of the day, he doesn't get taken down as psygib is back to his normal stack, and he's on the hunt once more. Gets the first rail. He's going to try and corner him off while he's getting the health orbs if he can. He should be able to clean this up here if he can. But Effortless just manages to get away. Still in that LG room. He's looking to go through the telly, which he does, and psygib gets to mega and just going to chill in rail for the time being, still waiting for that heavy.
All right, well, it's already been a gigantic lead that's been opened up here on Awoken. And the issue is for Effortless, he's not really got much of an advantage going into these fights. psygib pretty much had control over the major items whenever he wants them. Obviously, you've got that smaller starting stack as well, with both of them being light champions, but he's just not doing enough damage in these encounters where psygib's walking way low that he can capitalize off the spawn. Instead, capitalizing off the spawn seems to be the name of the game for psygib, as again, he punishes him, overwhelming him with the early chip damage coming out from the rail, which seems to be his biggest asset. Now he's just showing off as well. The snapshots are coming out as he turns up the tempo. Another one. This man's cranking sick 90s all over the shop. Seemed like he was trying to run the risk of going for the no-scope as well, up close and personal with the rail. Was just trying to line it up with the shuffle, the cha-cha slide of death, but instead he plays it smart, uses the LG, and puts himself on 12 frags here on Awoken, Harry. And we're not even at 8 minutes.
Yeah, this is ridiculous at this point. That was a nice hook, but he's trying to try and get away. The rocket came in, but they're both on a similar stack, because psygib is going to take priority of the items for the time being, which is completely understandable. Gets top mid control, and Effortless is pretty much done here. He's got 2 minutes left. Near on impossible to get this 12 frags. And psygib is just going to consistently leave traps everywhere to make sure that Effortless doesn't have any kind of advantage. The SSG comes out. Beautiful stuff once more. And I think this is going to be like the tempo of the series. I think psygib knows that if he tries to dismantle Effortless in map number 1, it could demoralize him and affect him throughout map number 2. And I hope not. I really don't, because, you know, I know in scrims Effortless can struggle quite a bit and let the mentality get the better of him. But during these Pro League matches, Effortless plays a bit more differently in terms of his mentality. He does reset. He does try and focus on what needs to be done. And it's just a real shame, really, that with map number 1, it's this kind of scoreline. And psygib has got such a huge stack now, and it looks like he should be increasing his lead. He's going to try and make it 14 if he can, as the rails come through. Just barely misses as Effortless is only on roughly 25 to 30 HP. psygib picks up the heavy. He's going to be going straight after him. Going to try and dart and see where he could be coming from. But psygib keeping that top mid for now.
And with just 60 seconds left, there's not much that could be done here for Effortless. Essentially, it's just how high Can psygib build this pile of bodies as he goes back in looking to try and body Effortless, which he will. Breaks him from behind there with a railgun. A nice shot onto the back of the noggin. That'll leave Effortless down on the ground once again. With 30 seconds remaining here, can he round it out on a nice solid 15 to shut down this first map and put it to bed? That's really the only question that remains. Using the LG, and there it is. He hits the quota. We will have 15 frags to nothing here. And there's still 15 seconds left. At this point, he is just out for blood. He's looking for these fights. And he's trying to get himself nice and warm, nice and ripe going into the rest of the series. That's the way it's going to end, Harry. 16-0 on Awoken. In the Battle of the Lights, it seems that Nyx was not up to the mark. The Athena soaring ahead there.
It's been a weird day of Awoken already. We're only into match number 2 and look at the item control. Only 3 heavies, 4 megas for Effortless. And you can see there, I think it was at one point 15-15 or 15-16, something like that with the items for psygib. He was here, there, everywhere, stacked everywhere he went and just made matters worse with his tricky little rail shots and the angles he was holding. But he was feeling it. You can just tell with the confidence oozing out of him when he was trying to push around the LG side with the rail, and Effortless just felt like, what can I do against that? You know, Awoken is one of those maps where if you've got the aim skill and the confidence to back it up and you're one of those players who can adapt quite well, then you're in some deep trouble. But we'll have to see. You know, that was only map number 1. Awoken can get a little bit out of hand sometimes, so we'll have to see what Effortless can do to try and equalise this scoreline.
Awoken definitely barrels out of control. Like, that's been quite a standard thing now. A lot of the times we've seen that happen. It's not too surprising. It is an issue, though, because it means that obviously psygib's coming into this. He's on form. We've seen he's hitting his shots. Movement's key. We know how good he normally is on Athena, right? And this is him living up to that bar. So the scary factor is, will he just be riding that high, using that confidence going into the next map of Molten Falls and just swinging his weight around? Because he's on another speedy champion as well. You've got the Anarchy coming out. So that's also the asset of having the injection on hand whenever you want it, right? Like, I don't know, Harry. This could get pretty dangerous pretty quickly. Effortless does have the saving grace, and at least he's on Ranger. Dire Orb is still a huge asset. No matter whose hands it's in, it can be used to such a high success rate. I just feel like he needs to completely reset, not worry about this map, and take it as a best of 1 going into Molten, or else psygib's probably going to blow the top clean off.
I hope not for his sake, yeah. With the Anarchy, psygib's got a wide variety of strategies he can use now to actually go into it. You can either, you know, get the first few frags, play back, wait to take the fights on his terms, but will he be able to? This is depending on how aggressive Effortless is. But you can see Effortless was trying to play his style. He didn't change it in any way. Okay, on spawn, fair enough. You had to try and wait to see if psygib was trying to at least catch him off of a rail or try and get a bit of chip damage here and there. But with Molten Falls, he's got more space. He's got more room to breathe here. Yeah. And even then, no, he hasn't really got a speedy champion either. He's got the Orb for Ranger, don't get me wrong. But even then, it's going to be very, very tough. I feel like Effortless may be at a disadvantage here, but at the same time, he's got the pros, not only the cons of the fact that he's got more space to work with and to try and take psygib down. But it's very, very tough. The way psygib was playing just then, I wouldn't say his aim was absolutely spot on. His rail was looking masterclass, but you saw some mistakes with his LG and a few of his rockets here and there, so you can tell what kind of fight you feel like Effortless needs to take.
Yeah, it's also, he's got a bit of an aid in the Ranger, right? At least in terms of the map geometry. You can abuse it a bit with the Orb for the quick rotations, which is something that, although Anarchy is fast, you know, he can't defy gravity and put himself in a position like that straight away towards middle. So maybe that's the benefit. He cuts off the rotations, he comes out early. But if that's going to be the case, then he does really need to come out swinging from square one. He has to get himself an early lead and be able to use that Dire Orb for the quick rotations to start to lock things down with the major items. Because it did really feel like Awoken was pretty much, if a major item's up and psygib wants it, psygib's going to take it. He had dibs on all of the items. So response needs to be found here from Effortless. We're going into the second map. It's Molten once again. Let's see how different this is going to be from our first Molten of the day, or if it's going to be serving us some similar vibes.
For Effortless, he's hoping it's not the same vibes, but it does have top shotgun control. Both on almost a similar stack too. So he's just waiting for the time being. Hasn't got the rockets, but does have the LG and the rail. Psygib does have the shotgun to back up anyway. Gets the first rail. Looking to see exactly where Psygib is going to go next. Does pick up the Mega, but that was a beautiful rocket there. 70-something damage. And he's going to try and at least peek around to see if he can clean up. And he almost does. Just needs a little bit more damage done. And instead the trade comes in. As well as Psygib committing suicide. He takes down Effortless with him. As Effortless now is going to get the rail and leave the shotgun for now. It's going to back away. Picks it up anyway. And he's going to see if Effortless does make an attempt going for that Mega. He's just still waiting to see if he chops down for him, but the patience has been ever so key, but decides to push in anyway, just a little bit too late. He has to back away for now, and he's going to see if he can make the attempt of contesting the heavy, but he doesn't actually pick it up, just barely skims it, but managed to pick up in the end, a little bit too late, but doesn't matter, as Effortless cleans him up with the LG. What a shame to actually dodge that heavy just for a split second.
That was nice, though. In terms of the footwork there from Effortless, he was doing some beautiful things with the rockets. The follow-up is even better. A glory kill to find there with the Dire Orb. Shot off at the last second. Denies anything else coming out from psygib. Puts him straight back to bed. But again, we're seeing the same trend. psygib slightly quicker when it comes to scavenging away those major items. But it's not all glory for him. It's not actually a good position to be in whatsoever. He's taken so much damage on the response here from Effortless that he's left him low already. He's done a fair amount of damage, but he's caught off guard. Didn't realize his location as he bounces his way back across, takes a heavy rail, responds with one of his own. Rail after rail, that's the name of the game, and it's the LG to finish him. The psygib will peek back out after picking up the Mega.
Probably a little bit too aggressive for my liking, from what I saw from Effortless there, but then again, the Mega was just picked up. Effortless was hoping to get some decent damage with the rocket and then orb into him afterwards. Just didn't have enough HP to make that happen, but doesn't matter anyway, as Effortless still leading 2-1. Still early days here. Effortless has also got the stack. Not anymore, as psygib got the first rail, misses the second. He's going to try and rocket bounce up, which he does to the top shotgun. He's going to drop down for the heavy, picks it up nicely. The LG fight comes in. Both so close, but so does the inject, as now psygib is going to make the play for the Mega shortly, but it's going to catch Effortless off guard. I don't think Effortless even expected that. Surely this is going to be another frag. It will be, as psygib ties things up.
3 minutes in, 2 frags apiece. Game's tied, game's close. Looking worlds apart from what we had in Awoken. This is a lot better. Definitely cut from a different cloth from the first map, as psygib up on top of the ledge, perching over like a very aggressive pigeon, goes for the drop down, fires off the warning shot. It will spook Effortless for the meantime, creating some space between the both of them. But they're both wrapping back around. They were trying to cut one another off towards Mega. Issue is, we've still got about 9 seconds till it's up. Effortless actually going for the complete flank, only just revealing himself towards the stairwell, as he will be spotted. psygib sends out the warnings, essentially flares coming out in the form of the tri-bolt spam. Spooks him and holds him back, uses the rocket jump to go for the full frontal assault, turns the corner, 3 rockets delivered, and all 3 of them detonate perfectly. Effortless down again, we hit 4 minutes, and that's psygib's first chance to take the lead here, going 3-2, but there's another fight immediately. Effortless, no rest for the wicked it seems, as he charges back in, he's obliterated. Zeus reigning supreme, as psygib will take him down with the LG.
That was great game sense earlier from psygib, and the rockets are just following up nicely, and it's just leaving no room for errors. Predicting exactly what Effortless is up to. The predicted rockets is looking good. Everything at the moment, it just seems to be going in psygib's favour, as he's going to be trying to flank round once again. He's going to go around mid-side. It's going to make him think that he's going to be pushing around to rockets. But he's going to find out exactly where Effortless is in a minute, as he is going outside the map, taken out. Effortless now, at least he's trailing behind only by 2 frags. Has the Mega, and now he's going to be on psygib's tail to see if he can at least try and find him. But he managed to pick up the first rail. Directly above him. Gets the heavy and is going to try and corner him off. This could be a good opportunity here to get that full frag for Effortless, as psygib just manages to back away.
Barely getting out of there. Rocket jump coming out, Effortless on the Ranger, starting to chase. This is nice. Good damage done as well from the rail. The fadeaway shot that will keep psygib down. He'll know he has to keep his nose out of trouble now for the next few seconds, but the response is to just charge in, to attack as hard as physically possible. So much damage done, psygib. How is he even alive at this point? Essentially, the walking dead as he stands alive with essentially no HP left. He will be caught though. Chased down, Effortless, the bounty hunter, as he comes around the corner, cashes in on that one with the LG. And the game is still very close. Actually, getting even closer. He could opt to try and chase with the dire orb if he wants, but instead just fires it out as the warning shot, cuts him off back round towards the diner by the rail room. Good tag from the rocket, that's 100 damage. Sees him go up the bounce pad and he will begin to chase, sending himself flying up, but just deviates back. He's still playing the basics, he's playing it smart. Rather than overcommitting for one frag, you slow down a little bit, you know you've still got 4 minutes, pick up the heavy, opt to now fight for the mega as well, gain both major items in this rotation, then go back in for the next bust up.
It's not looking too good for psygib here. In terms of the item control, Effortless, it's spaced out nicely for him here, so psygib's going to have to contest at some stage, but then again he's got the speed and momentum to try and back away when necessary, just like in that instance. But so far so good, as Effortless now is trying to look around to see exactly where psygib could be. Psygib's just backing away, just constantly rotating around to make sure Effortless cannot find him, to not be that predictable. May have to get away here though, as it's not looking too good. The injection comes in, the rockets come flying, and so does the orb. And both of them end up on a similar stack there, as psygib did a huge chunk of damage there. And if psygib gets this heavy, which he does, it's not looking good for Effortless. But as I say, when LG comes through, it goes up on that bounce pad, and the rocket was beautiful again from psygib. Great play from him, as now Effortless is going to try and clean up if he can, try and get that trade frag. Decides not to, and psygib's backed away once again.
Scary bit is, the lead that he's finally started to build for himself has come in at the perfect time as well. And Effortless, he'll be looking at his stopwatch, he'll be a bit paranoid, it'll be beeping to let him know he doesn't have much time left. And he needs to go in, needs to get aggressive here versus psygib. As time is ticking away, there isn't very long left on this duel. As we are coming up close towards 8 minutes, and again, psygib is just playing slow, playing standard, going for the major items. That's going to be the mega picked up. He can dart his way back around, and they're both going to contest here for the heavy. That should be the call to arms for Effortless. It's his opportunity to fight, but due to how low he is on stack, he can't completely commit to it. He knows he's going to be weak going in. It's just not worth the risk. So that's a complete rotation that's going to go up for grabs for free. Effortless is instead just lurking and waiting for the timing. He peeks off the top ledge, was trying to punish with a rail to at least chip him down from a distance, but two can play at that game. And psygib, he's a bit faster when it comes to peeling back those shots. The rail connects, Effortless so close towards death, and he's probably going to be sent there. Oh, he went flying over the edge, brought himself back on with the dire orb with the rapid reflexes, but it still won't matter. It's another kill for psygib. It's 7 frags. We're coming up to 8 minutes, and he isn't done yet. The anarchy causing anarchy on the stairwell as he slumps in with a rocket to the face.
It's great from psygib earlier, also blocking the lights so that Effortless couldn't really gain any armor at all. Effortless gets one more on the board though, 55 seconds remaining. Effortless now needs to seriously charge in, keep an eye on the hourglasses too, try and catch him up in any way. But look at this, psygib's actually trying to contest the heavy still. Keeps him back with the LG temporarily, but he knows that Effortless will be on the hunt. He's going to try and corner him off, knows exactly where he is, but decides to back away again. 35 seconds left. There's not really too much he can do here. Hasn't got any items to try and at least give him a little bit of leadway, but is going to go for the mega for now, as psygib knows his exact location, is going to back away. But with 20 seconds left here, Jack, it's not looking too likely. Effortless needs to push in now. He feels like there's probably isn't too much room he can do now, not enough time. This is a real shame. I did say earlier that with the anarchy, there probably isn't really much of an opportunity for Effortless to try and come back if it gets to this point in time with the frags left. psygib's just hiding in the corner. And there we have it. Effortless sadly gets taken down again in map number 2. psygib played that very well and had some decent item control there. Lovely, nicely done. If you look at that as well, psygib 53%, even with the 15 rails.
Man, no, that was good. That was a really nice display there from psygib. Obviously, although the scoreline wasn't as bloated that time, it's the same sort of matchup, really. The way he played it, very calm, very decisive, controlling style of play, just basically not really deviating from what was necessary. I've been playing around the major items for the most part. Just smart stuff on Molten, and that means we now get into a worrying position, right? Because he's already taken the series. It's literally just a matter of, can he take the full 3-0, get that influx of points, and put himself potentially up a couple of ranks here towards the end of the season? As it is week 7, he needs to maximize points, and he's so close to. The final hurdle is Blood Run, and that's him on a Galena versus Effortless's pick of a Keel, an unorthodox one.
Yeah, psygib needs to be careful about the early game as well. If you gave Effortless any kind of advantage in the frags, then Effortless can just abuse the kill with the narrow corridors with the grenade. It can be a real nuisance. And I feel like psygib knows this and needs to be extra cautious at what he does at the start for the first couple of minutes. And we know what Blood Run's like. If you let someone get too carried away, even with a 2 or 3 frag lead, it's so difficult to at least try and make some kind of comeback onto that map. But then again, Effortless is chosen kill for an exact reason. Maybe psygib's doing the same thing with the Galena, where he's going to start planting totems around the nail room and just making sure that he can set up camp in case he gets into a bout which isn't in his favour, and try and abuse the HP from the totems, we'll have to see.
We will. It's only a matter of time before we get underway with this one. Last map in the series, obviously for psygib, it's pretty much him just really win or lose, get the maximum amount of points, just get a handful. That's your only options at this point. No matter what, he's going to come away with a good amount from this. He'll be able to at least keep himself close towards that 8th position. He could climb a little bit further as well. Effortless, though, you really are down in the dumps. It's unfortunate. Obviously, he is hard stuck in that 20th position. He's not going to get enough points out of this, even if he tries to deny some at the end here, because that's what you can do. You can basically just deny the run for psygib now. As a last map, Blood Run, I don't know. I stare at it and I just feel like early game, maybe he could be a bit cheeky, right? You got pineapples flying all over the shop, Harry. It'd be like a fruit salad. It'd be deadly. But for the most part, it's probably just going to be Galena locking it down with the totems and just living it.
It sounds like it, yeah. I feel like Effortless needs to get some kind of lead here to execute the strategy he wants to do, which is understandable. Like, the grenades will be very effective. If he was holding maybe the light side of the nail room, the grenades will work well from the LG jump pad, or maybe from the health orb side, or maybe from shotgun tunnel. It's just a large element of things he can actually do in order to try and make it work and take this map. So a lead for Effortless is going to be so important here, and we'll have to see if he can actually do that, as he almost did. With psygib taking a huge chunk of damage from the LG whilst Effortless was bottom mid. But Effortless now keeping the top mid control, just backing away to see what he can do, adding all the weapons to his arsenal. Finally gets the rockets, a little bit of damage done with the LG too. But it's starting to stabilise here, is psygib is just trying to back away for now, as he hasn't got the rockets yet, but we'll be looking to go for that soon enough. But the rockets coming beautifully for Effortless and managed to clean up. That's the lead he so desperately desired.
It's everything you could have asked for as the way to open up the game. You're on that heavy champ. You need to be using that weight to your advantage, bullying your way into the game straight away. Goes for the audacious jump. We're trying to send himself flying up towards the top and see if he can snatch away the heavy. Unfortunately for him, though, this one is a memory that is going to lay heavy on his mind, as psygib's been able to best him. Cleaned up quite easily there into that encounter. Misses on the follow-up with the rails. He's charged once again. We're only a minute in. A lot of blood's already been spilled, and right now they are contesting one another. It's a battle for dominance against the Mega. It's like a lion's pride, Harry. And right now psygib's got the bigger mane.
He definitely has indeed. psygib does have a totem in his back pocket whenever he needs to use it. It's going to decide to use it now. It's going to see if it can contest the heavy in any way. Even if he doesn't get it, at least try to get some damage in. Gets the first rail, so that's good. At least he's got done enough chip to at least put him to his default stack. psygib knows he needs to be careful here. He needs to be extra cautious. Another nice rail again from psygib. Isn't going to go on a full-on chase, but maybe try and at least rotate round to catch psygib off guard. A little bit of damage from the nail, which is good. But Effortless, no armor in hand, only about 100 HP. But Effortless's game sense is good. He's predicting he should still be on top mid, but it doesn't matter as Effortless gets to heavy. But what I love about psygib is the fact that he's still doing all the chip damage necessary, even though he hasn't got the item control. But Effortless has to take the Mega. He does, gets the rocket damage done, and the rail, and another beautiful rail there from psygib. That was lovely, considering the item control Effortless had then.
It is nice. It's good damage that's being done. Nice solid footwork. Isn't really putting a single foot out of place right now. He's not coming off the script, but he does need to bide his time. He's still trying to play slow here. We are seeing the totems go down to give him a bit more of an advantage. A little pocket heal coming out clutch when it's needed, as he is able to overpower Effortless once again. Uses the nails to jump his way across to pick up the heavy. But straight back in, that starting stack is obviously going to be a huge salient point of the game, especially when you spawn in near Mega, because Effortless can build himself back up. His stack's already towering over psygib, but he's got the upper hand. He's got the totems. He gets himself that overstack, and now they can go toe-to-toe. They can have a big bust up. He'll spot out the totems, but it doesn't matter. They've already been used, and the warfare will kick off. Response with the rockets, one after another. psygib knocks him up, and then slams him back down to reality, having a free frag lead now. Catches him on the drive-by, pre-aimed on the angle there towards Mega. The rail shot will come out and give him a little lub tap as he goes on his merry way, but it isn't going to be able to stop him. He will still get that Mega health.
I will not grant you that privilege.
Those totems all gone, all 4 of them, 1 at the telly and 3 on the arch, but it doesn't matter anyway, as he'll take that frag trade any day of the week. psygib still hanging around top shotgun. We'll be looking to go for the heavy shortly, but is waiting to see what Effortless has planned, as he's just underneath, just waiting, baiting him to try and come out. But look at that though, Effortless decides to bounce up anyway. Very risky play, but definitely pays dividends anyway. psygib just chilling for the time being. He's in a great spot. He's just building up his totems once more. He knows that the Mega doesn't matter too much once he gets the full totem control with the 3 totems. But even then, it's nice to contest it to keep him on his toes. And now, psygib still top mid, still wondering where Effortless is. Going to find him now, as Effortless is still trying to push on 4th, but is just prioritising the items over going for the chase. But psygib's chip damage is looking so good. Will he be looking for a 3rd? He decides to back away. The damage has already been done. He's going to let Effortless go for the Mega and just decide exactly what his next move will be.
Ooh. That's free info being passed over, of course, with Effortless charging his way in towards the totem and face tanking the damage. He's getting off the cheeky shots. He's doing more than enough on the peaks, and he actually punishes psygib as well. That's a smooth transition to the rail. A horrible angle to be snuck up upon. And in the re-engagement, he barely wins it out. Just tanking all the damage to the lips as he walks through with the LG out, burns his way through psygib, strikes him down with the might of the lightning, and he's still got to get one more frag to tie it back up. Confident with the LG use from the previous fight, he tries to do it again, but this time just as the initiation. The rail was the secret weapon he had squirreled away for a prime time like that. Punishes psygib, ties the game, and keeps it close here. 4 frags apiece as we get close towards the 6-minute mark. Still a lot of time left on this one, and Effortless is starting to gain momentum.
This is exactly what Effortless needed. As long as he keeps him on his toes and keeps an eye on the totem's whereabouts, he should be fine. But it's those totems he needs to keep in check and not let get out of hand. It's quite rare in itself to have 3 totems up on Blood Run anyway, but he needs to push himself especially to that nail room to make sure he actually gets rid of them all. But the first rail comes through, the second doesn't, but he should hopefully be able to clean up at some point, at some stage. He may even rocket jump up if he goes for the telly, which he hasn't done. But Effortless, again, doing a good job prioritising the items. He's going to try and go in for the flank. This could be the one opportunity he has to try and clean up and get the lead, which he does. And now he's up 5-4 with 3.5 minutes remaining.
Effortless, the sinner with the shotguns. He goes around the corner and hits a splendid shot to shut down psygib, finally giving himself an advantage now. Let's see if he can make that shotty sing anymore. Instead, opting to just drop himself down, stay out of trouble for now, and use the rail to really send home a message. Hammering in damage against psygib there, keeping him weak, and he can easily finish him off with the LG. He won't though. He'll use the shotty once more. It seems to be his signature move at the minute. as he sends him off to sleep once again, peeking back around with the LG, fighting over control of the Mega. Pineapples are coming down, and it's all about the explosivity from Effortless. He's been fed Nitro, as he is looking absolutely dominant now. Quick transition across, uses the rockets for the side boost, as he will be able to get out the way and stay alive. For the first time, he's low on stack once again, and psygib has a bit of an edge when it comes to the health bar, but he still has to hit his shot, Tarry, and he has to hit quite a few of them in rapid succession. We're running low on time, and Effortless is building himself a large lead.
It's going to be a huge task for psygib, as even though he gets that frag, he still needs to add 2 more frags to his tally. But as long as he keeps the art of control and keep Effortless guessing, he should be okay here, as he's just getting railed beyond belief. psygib's still on 21 HP. Can't afford to take any more risk than that. He knows he's still got a couple of minutes, but on Blood Run, a couple of minutes can be a very long time, as both players are currently at the same stack. psygib still waiting, still wondering exactly where it could be. Finds him in the nail room, 10 HP. Surely he's going to have to back away for now, as Effortless still wants to frag, still wants to see if he can try and increase his lead further. He's pushing in now, the shotgun comes through. Decides not to bounce back on the bounce pad. The heavy is still there. psygib's still waiting for Effortless to try and push across. But for now, though, it's looking pretty good for Effortless. But psygib needs to try and solidify some kind of map control here.
Ooh, the scary factor is, I feel like if I was Effortless, I'd slow down the pace. I would start playing a bit more reserved and just playing with the benefit I have, being a heavy champ like he is. Instead, he's giving peaks. He's taking these unnecessary fights against psygib, and psygib's now kicking it into overdrive. He's got his stack built up. At least the pineapples will come in to really puncture his tires and slow him down when he was in hot pursuit. Needs to clear his right as well. Ooh, he actually does. Flicks back around. Laugh out loud indeed, Harry. That one's going to just obliterate him with a turn. That's nice. Now the game's competitive. We've got 60 seconds left. There's a chance here for psygib. At the very least, he could take this to a sudden death. Nails whizzing by him, but he hits the first shot. He takes down Effortless. Effortless. Those over faces in the first couple of minutes might have come back to haunt him, as this is getting worrying. He's trying to play with his stack advantage off the spawn, but it won't work. He's overthrown. The rail comes out. psygib, as long as he can just divert himself and keep distance, he might have won it from that encounter.
I don't believe it. He was 2 frags ahead. Effortless is going to be kicking himself at how easy psygib managed to gain those frags. Effortless is literally just gunning down for him now, hoping to try and get the rail off if he can. He's got 6 seconds left remaining, but it's too little too late here. As psygib, as you saw, managed to pick up the heavy. I managed to keep that top mid at the end. But well played from psygib for managing to make that comeback. 3-0 in the series, as Effortless was so close, but yet so far at the same time. Couldn't make that up, Jack. Really couldn't.
It's unfortunate, right? Because I get it. Obviously, you can fight a little bit more in a heavy champ, because just straight off the bat, obviously, you come in, you've got that starting stack to play with. It means that it's a little bit easier for you. But I can't help but feel like, Harry, he needed to just slow it down. Try and play that sort of base style. Play slow. Really force your opposition to play against you. On a map like that as well, that's like the prime suspect play. You're on Blood Run. You can really mess with your opponent if you just slow it down. So many mind games, so many angles for you to just be a nuisance, right, and avoid. But instead, he was just trying to fight over and over again. You give psygib too many opportunities, that man is going to grab it and run away with it.
Yeah, this is what I meant earlier as well. Like, if he held the nail room properly or managed to be able to stabilize, he can throw those pineapples and just throw them into the LG bounce pad, or maybe if he comes from the telly and goes for the orbs area, or even when he teleports up top to shotgun. There's a lot of things he could have done and just kept him trapped in those narrow corridors. And those grenades, even if they didn't have to do any damage, at least it keeps psygib at bay. But sadly, he wasn't even really given the chance. I think Effortless was hoping that it was all said and done when it was 7-5, when you saw earlier when he was hiding underneath the rocket spawn. And it just wasn't too much. It was just a real shame, really. I think Effortless, you saw then, was just caught off guard. He just wanted to try and get an LG or just something just to keep himself like prepared, ready for the next bout, but it just wasn't to be. It was remarkable. With a couple of minutes left remaining and psygib needing 3 frags, you wouldn't have expected him to be able to get it that easily. But Effortless did make a good attempt to try and at least... He wasn't really scared, was he? He was still showing confidence, knowing that he can make something happen or at least try and force him back. He was just caught off guard on way too many occasions. It's a real shame, really.
It's a shame as well because I feel like we didn't really get to see the true Effortless throughout that matchup. Sometimes we see glimpses of him. We even did there where he starts hitting these sickeningly good shots. Like there were some moments on Molten where it's so enjoyable to watch the Quake that he gives you when he's on the server. But it feels like it's too few and far between. And in terms of consistency, psygib was king. He was on top of the world throughout that matchup. Does lock it down. First full free mapper there achieved. So he's going to be walking away very happy with that one. That's a good result to get in. You're in 10th place. You can climb off the back of that. But again, Harry, there is still more to come tonight. Let's not dwell on this one too much as we have some more matchups to go. And we're sticking with North America as we're going to look at the other North American All-Star in Chain. He'll face off versus Zeneku, the Thunder from Down Under, when we come back for our next series after the break.